What's going on, guys? It's Jerry from accounting. How y'all doing today? Let's just get right into it and talk a little bit about throwing within the Overwatch community. I've logged quite a few games into Overwatch competitive. Generally, most of them seem to be pretty fun, but there are those few games where somebody either throws or somebody just acts like a complete asshole the entire game, and it just ruins your mood, it ruins your vibe, your desire to play competitive that day, or at least that afternoon, or whatever, and you have to take a break. Well, let's talk about throwing. Now, I've seen my fair share of throwing in my logged hours. I can think of one instance where we were playing on Eichenwald, my group, we were a 5-stack, and the random was a McCree during the first round. However, we were unable to get the objective past the bridge. As we came out for defense, our McCree switched to a Torb, spammed thanks in the chat, and then hopped off the bridge, off the map, and proceeded to do nothing during defense. When the enemy took the point to advance it, our Torb switched to a Bastion, sat in spawn, and did nothing. Just spun around, shooting his turret. Evidently, we lost that game. Now, in my logged hours, I play with this certain, I guess, sort of group of people generally, or at least one or two of them. Back when I first started getting really into comp, I had this certain 6-stack of usually a variety of 7 or 8 different players. One of them was a Pharah. All they played was Pharah. They had about 400 something hours on Pharah. The next closest was Junkrat with like 10. Now, I was okay with that because they were pretty damn good Pharah. Rocket barrages were always on point, but the problem with that is when you one trick like that, if somebody picks your hero, you can't really do anything. I mean, you can ask them to switch off, but if they don't, you're stuck with playing something you don't know how to play, or generally don't play. And his main problem was when things would start to go, when things went our way, he was vocal, you know, talkative, told us where everybody was, you know, did scouting reports like any Pharah should. But when things started to go south, when things started to go wrong, he would just go silent. Completely silent. You know, would say his name, say, hey, what's going on? He'd just be silent. And when you're a Pharah, you kind of need to be vocal. You got to tell us where the team is, what they're doing, what their plan might be. Oh, hey, I'm going to rocket barrage. You should earth shatter or grab combo, you know, that sort of thing. But when things started to go south, he didn't do that, and it would get really annoying. Anyway, eventually, back when Rialto first came out, nobody knew how to play it. You would either get steamrolled or hold him at the choke, the very first choke, where the payload crosses the bridge. We had a rough game playing that. We went in as a 4-stack with 2 randos, and one of them, I believe, was the Reinhardt. He was a very terrible Reinhardt. He was just not. It just wasn't working. And we both of us finished the map, and we got it. I think both of us finished it in overtime too. And their turn, they pushed it completely in OT, completely. And at that point, we were just like, oh, man, fuck this. How are we going to do this? And I don't know. Something inside me just gave up. I was so sick and tired of this map. And everybody started making switches. And I decided to switch from off of my Zen to a Mei so I could at least stall the payload a little bit. Right out the gate, I think we ended up with like 2 minutes or something to push the payload. I was the only one on the payload. It was just me. There was nobody else. Granted, Pharahs aren't really supposed to be on the objective, but we had no healer. We just had the Reinhardt as the tank, and the Reinhardt wasn't really doing that much, like I said. Just me on the Mei. I pushed the payload as far as I could, which was only a couple meters before I ended up getting killed and completely denied from the payload. And needless to say, we lost that game. It was just a bad game, really bad. And this guy he left the game and ghosted us for about, I would say, 2 months. I want to say. And finally, he messages us and says, "Hey, I'll give you one more chance." Me, my friend, and another friend that we all play Overwatch together. And we're just like, what? What do you mean? Well, he goes through and explains to us this game, says that we threw, yada yada yada, which I, I'll admit I gave up on, but it was hardly a throw. Mei, when you have to have objective presence, Mei isn't really a throw pick. She can stall the point, she can ice block, ice wall, things like that. Apparently, he'd streamed that match and put it on YouTube, and I watched it over. Honestly, I didn't really see much throwing, more so just people giving up. And him as Pharah getting killed by a soldier. Multiple times and not switching. That to me is more of a throw than anything. If somebody is countering you hard, if you're getting hard countered and you don't switch, that's almost more of a throw pick than picking somebody that you don't normally play. Now, I wouldn't have had an issue if he had just messaged us right after the game or a couple days later saying, "Hey, I think you guys might have thrown. What's going on? What happened?" But no, he just ghosted us, and a couple months later, out of the blue, "Hey, I'll give you guys one more chance." Like it's some kind of Willy Wonka golden ticket. Like, what is that? No. No, if you're gonna act like an asshole about it, no, I'm not gonna apologize. I'm not gonna play with you again if you're gonna be an asshole about it. You could have said something during that whole time, and we would have understood. Heck, I would have apologized for even I would have agreed with you. But no, you had to be an asshole about it. You had to ghost us. Just see my problem with this whole throwing issue was that his ego. His ego wouldn't let him message us telling us, "Hey, I think you threw. You want to explain what happened?" No. He just goes right to, "Oh, they're assholes. They threw. I'm going to cut them out." I still play the objective. Still did not jump off the map like throwers do. I at least tried. I didn't see him once touch the objective. I didn't see him once swap to a healer because we had no healers. And that's why I think his claim is utter bullshit. But that's in the past. Now, I wouldn't take what I'm saying too seriously to heart considering I'm in gold. See, if I was masters, it would be different. But I'm not. And honestly, we're all just trying to get better at the game. So please try to be less of an asshole out there. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.